Hello guys, welcome back once again. In this video I'll be walking us through the basic visuals, not basic but the visuals used for visualization in Power BI. First, I'd like to know what those visuals are used for, and then I'll show you how you use them and how you can edit them. So let's check this out together. Now, what is data visualization in Power BI? It has to do with the process of presenting your data in a graphical or visual format to make it easier to understand, analyze, and to derive insights from it. So Power BI offers wide range of visualization options, in allowing the users to create interactive and compelling reports and dashboards. We have different types. We have the bar chart. If you check the Power BI desktop, you get to see we have different options for that. For the bar chart, you would see we have stacked bar charts, we have stacked column chart, we have clustered bar chart, we have clustered column chart, then we have 100% stacked bar chart. So there are different types of these bar charts here. And let's go back and see what are these used for. Your bar chart would help you compare data across categories using horizontal or vertical bars. So you use this one if you want to compare your data across different categories. So how many products do we sell for each of the category of our product? Or you are using a column chart, which is also similar to bar chart. It performs the same operation, it does the same thing, similar to bar chart, but uses vertical bars to represent the data. Then we have line chart. When you want to show trends over time or a continuous data point, you use the line chart to do that. Area chart does the same thing as line chart, but the only thing about area chart is that the down part of it is filled, unlike the line chart. Pie chart. Pie chart displays data as a proportion of a whole using slice of a circle. If you want to show proportion, percentage of, or ratio of, you use a pie chart to do that. They also have donut charts similar to pie charts, but it has a hole in the center. I'll show us those visuals now. We have scattered plot chart, displays individual data points as dots on a two-dimensional plot. Scroll down a bit. Then we have bubble chart, similar to scattered plots but with additional size and some color dimensions for each data point. We have the tree map. You use the tree map to show hierarchy. It visualizes hierarchical data showing the levels across different categories. Now we have heat map. This would help you display your data in grid format with colors representing values to show concentration, to show which place is high, which is low, highlighting some key patterns and correlations. Then we have the gauge. The gauge represents a single value within a predefined range, often used for key performance indicators. So sometimes if you want to check, maybe you have a target and you want to check how much have you made so far, have you met the target, you can use a gauge to do that. Then we have the card. The card shows a single value or metric, often used for KPIs or summary statistics. Then we have a table. Table presents data in a tabular format. So there's a visual called table that would present your data in tabular format. It is very, very useful for displaying detailed information. Then we have the map. Of course, when you want to visualize geographical data, you use the map to do that, where you show the data points or you have some areas color coded based on the values that you have. Then we have sliders. The way we have sliders and filters in Microsoft Excel, we also have sliders here in Power BI that would help the interactivity of your visuals. When you click on one visual, it affects the other only if you prevent it from doing that. So these are just a few examples that of the visuals you can find in Power BI. There's still more that you can find, but I just showed you the few and what they are used for. Okay, let's go back to our Power BI class, and this is it. So we'll start with a card visual first. Now let's just hover around. You can see I already hover around the first row. We have bar chart, column chart. Then we have line chart. We have area charts. Area charts. You can see stack area chart, 100% stack area chart. Then you have combo chart, that's line and stacked column charts together. You can see them. We have a waterfall chart. We have ribbon chart. We have the funnel chart. We have scattered chart. You can see our Python and donut charts here. You can see this tree map, the map, view map. You can see Azure map. You can see the gauge. You see the card. You can just see the multi-row card, KPI card, slicer, your tables and your matrix. You have the R script visual, Python visual. You have the key influencers. You have the composition tree. You have the Q&A. This is just you want to ask your visual, your report question. The narrative. You have goals, review. You have paginated report. You have the new, so we have these two new, the new card and the new slicer. Just do something, right? Let's go with the card. I'll show you these two, the card and the new card. So let's see. What if I want to see? I want to know what is the total orders that have been placed so far. So I select this. All you have to do is just click on the visual. So I just selected this card visual. Now can you see it here? The moment you click on it, you come here. You are still here. Here in the feed, add data feeds here. I'm going to come here to my sales fact, and what I'm going to do is to select order ID. The moment I select order ID, because the data type is text, right, it would only bring the first order in that column. So what I want to do is for you to count the number of orders. So you click on this drop button here, and I'll scroll down. I didn't want to see the first and the last. I wanted to count the number of orders I have. So I'll come here and I say count. Now I want to believe you all know the difference between count distinct and count. Count distinct will count it excluding the duplicates, the number of times some numbers appear, which I don't want, because I want to know the total orders placed. So I'll select count. The moment I select count, you see it changes this now. Can you see we have over 113.04k, that's 113,000 plus orders that's been placed. This is the card visual. It only takes a single value. For this new card visual, this one here, card new, like just select somewhere in your canvas and select this new one, card visual. You can add as many as possible. Let's say I want to see total orders, total customer, total product, total location. Just come here, then I would drag in total order. You can check the box, and you can also drag in data, the order ID here, come down here to change it from this first to count. So it gives me the value. You can see it, count of order. Then I'll come here. I also want to see total customer, so I'll just use the ID, drag these two. Now hold on. Okay, so total customer, so drag these two here to bring it here. Can you see? You can add as many as possible. So it's telling you we have over 11,000 customers. Then I want to see product. I'll come here to drag the product ID to the same place. Can you see it's showing first product now? The reason why it's bringing all this is because those columns have been, the data format is text. So you have to be able to change it count. I don't need to choose count discount because I know that it is unique value that it contains. Then the next thing I want to look at is the location. I want to know the number of locations. So I'll drag this here and paste it. So I know, okay, the number of locations. So you can always drag. So can you see? This is the difference between these two. This is a card visual that takes only one value. This new card visual can take as many as possible. As many as possible. Okay. I want to see. We have total. Let me just change this. Since there's already number of orders here, I can just change this to salary. So come in and let's see. When I check, I'll uncheck this and check the, let's say I'm checking revenue. Do you notice that it did not put first something? It just brought out the total revenue that we have. That is because it recognized the column to be a numerical column. That is why it brought out the value. So we have over 85 million naira revenue. This is how you use your card visual. Of course, I'll show you the formatting aspect, but let's look at it. So let's go again. We want to look at category of products and the revenue that is generated. I want to use a bar chart to do that. So just select a bar chart. So when I select a bar chart, can you see it here? Then I would come here and look for product category in the product lookup table, then check product category. Then I'll go straight down and look for the revenue and check revenue. Now you will notice something. When I checked product category, it took the product category to the y-axis here. Then the value itself, it took it to the x-axis, and this is because this is a bar chart that we chose. So this is how bar chart looks like. This is telling us, oh, so from here you can see which is the highest, which takes the highest revenue. Most of the revenue were generated from the category bikes. Then the least was generated from the clothing category. So with All this you get to understand your data very well. Now if you want to see the values, maybe I want to know the amount itself. I don't want to see the line. I don't want to see the bars alone. To edit this, just come here. Now this is for build visuals. If you want to use visuals, why this one? Make sure the visual you're working with is selected. Then come here and select this. Can you see this icon with a brush? Is for editing your visuals. So if you want to edit the y-axis, this editing is for this axis here. You want to edit, you can see the values. You want to increase the font size, make it bold. You want to change the color. These are for the value. These are the values here. The bikes, accessories, clothing are the values. Then scroll down. Do you want to switch the axis position? Now title, this is the title. You're currently on S-axis, on Y-axis I mean, this is the title, product category is the title of the Y-axis. You want to check out the layout. You can see minimum category height, is it 20, how close they are to each other. Then scrolling down, if you want to edit the S-axis, which is this place at the bottom, just click on that and you have different options to do that, different options to edit it. So let's go back. Then we have grid lines. You notice we have grid lines here. If you don't want grid lines, now let me zoom a bit. Okay, so now you notice we have grid lines. If you don't want grid lines, just uncheck, just switch that off and those grid lines will be gone. Then zoom sliders, if you want zoom sliders. Now let me show you the work of zoom sliders, but you don't. Now let's see zoom sliders. Let's see what it does. Can you see? It just shows you the values, but it's very useful when you are working with a line. You're showing trends of sales over time. The bars now currently showing all the categories. If you don't want it to show, if you want to edit every of the category, you want to give it different thing. For the bikes, you want the bikes to be another color, you want bikes to be this color, then you want accessories to be another color, maybe blue, and you want the clothing to be another color, maybe this color, right? Can you see? So you can change the color of each of the bars separately. Can you see? This is one of the advantage of using Power BI. It is what was designed for visualization. You can't do this in Microsoft Excel. You cannot do that. So let's see again. And if you don't want to, you want every of the bars to have the same color, you will definitely get that. The labels, right, is what we want to find. So come here. When you switch this on, you get to see the labels, the values. If you want to edit the label, click on the drop down button beside the label and you see different options. The position where the label should be, and the title, if you want to add title to it, the value itself, you want to edit the value, you want to increase the font size, change the color, do anything you want to do to it, you have it. If you want to, the background, switch on background, and let's say, can you see the background of the data labels? If you want to add backgrounds to it, you can see that. So that's how you can just play around this part well, so you can understand how they work. I'm just showing us things we need to know concerning this. Okay, so the next thing, I'm going to reduce the size of this a bit. Okay, then let's say I want to know the category of customer, not category, like the gender. Based on gender, I want to know those that purchase or placed more order. So I'm just going to come here, then I would select a donut chart. Just select the visual. This is the donut chart here. I'll come to where the details for customer is, select gender, then once it's selected, come here and I'll go to just drag the order ID, drag it to the values. So because this particular place is values, so it means it only takes numerical data. The moment this order ID is a text based on the way we set the data type to be, because this pane here, this values pane here is for numerical values, it automatically changed it to count. It performed an aggregation on it by counting it. So if you don't want this count, you can click on this drop down button and select what type of aggregation it should show. You can see still count this thing. Or do you want it to show us no calculations or percentage of grand total? So let's say I don't want it to show, okay, it's already showing percentage and the value itself, but I only want it to show percentage of grand total. and I click on this, it will show percentage of grand total. So can you see this? But I don't want this. Let's leave that count. I'll leave it at count. I'm not showing, no calculation should be done on it. Leave it at that. So we have this. So can you see this? Now I can decide that, oh, for this one, I don't want to see the, of course with this legend here, you know which one is for male, this is for male, this is for female, right? But I don't want to have the legend here. I want to have the category, the gender, and also the percentage alongside with it. So just come here to legend. You can see, let's come to legend, switch it off. The moment I switch this off, you won't find legend there anymore. Come to details, then you can see we have position of it, of course, where with those details they are currently outside, it's outside. If we come down, there are many options: inside, prefer outside, prefer inside. If you hit inside, it will come inside. Can you see? But let's leave it at outside, it's okay that way. Then the next thing is the label content. If I click on this drop down button, I get to see different options. Do you want to show just the category alone or the data value? If I hit category alone, it shows only the category, female, male, which doesn't make sense, right? If I click on data value, it shows only the data value, but now it doesn't make sense because you don't know which is female, which is male. So come here, we have different options: percentage of total, category and data value, category and percentage of total. So I'll select this because I want to see the percentage of those that placed orders. So now I know that most of our customers that placed orders were male. Can you see? So this is how you do it. Now we just for this one, so let's see again. Let's use a line chart. I'm going to use a line chart. I want to show trends. So I'm going to select this. Okay, I just selected this now, and I'm going to use, let's say I want to use, although we've not created our calendar table yet, I will show us how to do that later. But I'll just use this date here. Then I'm going to use the revenue. So we can, okay, this is showing the table now. Let me just delete this. Make sure the visual you selected is still selected. Then I'll check date and I'll check the revenue. Can you see showing trends? This is how it is. So let me reduce this a bit so we can see. So can you see this? It shows trends. You can see how easy this is to build report. Very easy compared to Microsoft Excel. Then let's look at one other thing. I'm just going to show us one other thing, which is if you want to use map, you have to be connected to the internet, right? So we won't touch map for now. We'll be doing that later when we want to work on a custom project for Power BI. Just explore, look at the data well. Now let's see. Like I said, we have table visual. So selecting table visual, let's say I want to see the details of the customer. So I'll come here and I select customer ID. Then I want to see revenue made from that. So you are good to go. We get to know how much each of the customers have generated from them as a revenue. When you import your data into the Power BI front end, you'll be able to do some settings, and that's if you have data like maybe for location, you want to set them to be so that Power BI can recognize that it is location. To do this, all you have to do is to select the column, the table, or the column in that table. Select its country. So when I select this country now, can you see we have a column tool that pops up? We have tables and column tools. So we have here in the properties group, we have summarization, which is, do you want to summarize it? Of course, I don't want to do anything here. It's a country, it's a column for country. So I don't need to do anything here. Don't summarize. Data category, currently it's uncategorized. So that means Power BI is not recognizing it as a country yet. So I'll come here, click on drop down button, and I'll select what category it belongs to, which is country. So I'll select country. The moment I select country, then something happens. You have the country, the map icon attached to it. So let's wait and see. Can you see the map icon? So now Power BI now recognizes that column as a spatial data. And I'm going to come do the same thing for state, not location ID, state. Come here, state or province. So the same thing. This is how you do that. So one other visual before we go, like like I said, do well to explore it at your own end too. Let's put slicer. So I'll select this slicer. You have slicer here, so let's use the product category to slice through. So I'll select product category. Now this is my slicer here. If you want to, okay, hold on. If I check accessories, you would notice everything change. Now, for Microsoft Excel, you will have to report connection before the slider can work and affect all the pivot table, including the visuals. But for Power BI, it's automatic only if you want to stop this visual from affecting the rest, right? That's when there's a way you would stop it from featuring the rest, featuring some visuals. We'll be doing that later. But for now, I'm just showing you how. You can see as I check, you get to see that it changes. That is how it works. So come here, this setting, now let's see, this setting has moved to change the slicer style. Select format, and so if you want to clear, just come here. Can you see this cleaner button? Click on it and it clears it. If you want to edit your slicer, you can edit your slicer. Come here, select this. We have different options. We have slicer settings. Come here, vertical settings. Currently it's vertical. If you want to be in a tile format, you can see it's in a tile format now. It's in tile format. If you want to change from tile to drop down, you get your drop down where you click on the drop down and it gives you all the options. This is how you format your slicer. Same here. Do you want for selection? Do you want single selection or multi select with control or command click to use? So now I'm going to show us something, and that's the fact that you can also edit your canvas. We have selecting somewhere outside any of the visual. You come here to your format page. You can see showing you page information. Currently this is page 1, right? You're on page 1. If you've renamed it, it will definitely show you what the page is. Then we have the canvas setting. This is the canvas. Don't forget I said it's a central workspace where you get to build your reports and you add your visuals. So we have the canvas setting. You can change the type of the canvas setting. Currently it's on 16:9. You can change to 4:3, letter, tooltip. If you want to add a tooltip or you want to customize it, you can customize. You can go beyond this length. When I hit customize now, I can increase the height. When you increase the height, it increases. So let's see what happens if let's assume I'm putting 800, right? Can you see that I just increased the height of this report? That is how it is. Then you can see the width. So it depends, but let's just so currently it's not showing anything. Now let's go back. The canvas setting, I don't want custom anymore. I want 16:9, and it brings back what we've worked on. This is how you set your canvas. If you want to change the background, currently it's white color. You can change the color to anything you want. Let's say I want gray. It's not reflecting because it is transparent. The transparency is 100%, so I'm going to reduce to 0%, and you can see we have the wallpaper. If you don't want to change, if you don't want to use this white color, you can add image to it, image that fits for your background too. If you don't want this color, you can change. You can browse the image you want to use as the background. Just walk through the whole thing. You have filter cards to just play with your Power BI front end, play with it, check those visuals. Then we'll meet in our next video. We'll be talking about the steps and how to use them to create measures and calculated columns. Alright, as usual, don't forget to practice, because your practice bets the perfection. So if you are just visiting this channel for the very first time, my name is Ibrahim Blessing and I'm a data analyst. I'm so happy to have you on board. Thank you so much for giving yourself to learning. We'll meet in our next video. Bye.